Saskatoon, tomorrow is Remembrance Day. I'm a peacetime military veteran. I was trained in chemical defense. I was a trained chemical defense officer. I ran the section of Cold Lake. You may not realize that Canada invented the gas mask, and that was to protect, amongst other things, but to protect our troops from chlorine gas. So chlorine is something that I grew up understanding once I was in the military because it's talked about a lot. I was quite dismayed to find out that we're still talking about chlorine in a civilian sense in our own city, and that when I tried to bring this to our council repeatedly over the years, now all I get from our administration is some sort of harassment, or to try to degrade me somehow, that somehow I'm not being honest about what I'm saying. I find this very offensive because I just mean to serve my community, and I know what's not being done that should be to protect people's lives, and they know it. And so it's time that these things came together. So last week, I was very excited to see that on an agenda item, there was talk about new industrial land for the chemical buffer. And in that land proposal, that report that was done by Clayton Waldbearer, who is a senior land development planner, Frank Long, who is the director of Saskatoon Land, and my name doppelganger, Kerry Tarasoff, the former chief financial officer for the City of Saskatoon. The three of them had their hands in this, getting this approved to present to City Council. And in there, the report author talks about that these parcels are zoned IH2 and accommodates several uses, with the exception of land uses and activities associated with public assembly, which I was very happy to see, because that must stop then Mayor Clark from holding more large public events on top of the Chief Mistawassus Bridge, or for any reason underneath that on either the Wanuskewin Trail or the Meewasin Valley Trail underneath the Chief Mistawassus Bridge. So this was landmark for me that they even wrote this, because up until now they've avoided talking about it or acknowledging this fact. So the other thing is that they mentioned that potential purchasers will be notified of a shelter-in-place requirements within the sales information packages, and that the sale agreements for these parcels will also contain clauses acknowledging the purchaser is aware of necessary information regarding emergency plans or shelter-in-place requirements. That's huge, because the city sold all the land up until now without telling people. And they approved building permits and development permits and all these, even business licenses, and didn't tell people that they're in a chemical buffer and need to be prepared to protect their lives at a moment's notice. And that's all I've been worried about, is just the people that work up there or live close by, that they understand what this means and that they have a reasonable plan. The chemical plants are a very safe operation, exceptionally safe in my view, but accidents can happen, and they will tell you that. They're not going to tell you that it isn't possible. They want you to be prepared. But for some reason, because the city is a developer, they have not been forthcoming in doing this. And just because I'm the one that brought it forward, they need to disparage me to avoid their own accountability. I don't really care. You need to be accountable. You didn't do the right thing. Now you're on the road to do the right thing. But all of a sudden, this agenda item was withdrawn. So I don't care what the reasons are. It's been many years in coming that this should have been done. It's time for you to put your foot on the gas, get back on to doing the right thing, which is what they were starting, these three gentlemen, and continue on with it. Make a first start and keep going from there. Don't back off for whatever reason and start again later on, because that's just more time wasted. So for people who don't understand this, I need your help. I'm like I'm saying, I'm a peacetime vet. I'm not a war vet, but I could appreciate somebody helping me right now. So please watch YouTube, go to these titles, inform yourself and inform anybody up in that chemical buffer that you know to watch them, so that they're aware of what really could happen up there. Thank you.